What do you think of Harvey Gretsch?
Who?
Harvey Gretsch?
Never heard of him.
Harvey Gretsch?
You know, Hop Harvey?
Hi, Hop.
It's a travesty, really. I mean, in Uruguay or Bolivia, I'm practically a god. But here, at home, I'm jack squat.
Why do you think that is?
I don't think why it is. I know why it is. Because people in this country have no respect for professional leapfrog. They treat it like a goddamn joke.
Has it made you bitter?
Okay, I can't do this if this moron is going to ask these stupid questions.
So, tell me how you got started.
I was in the first grade, and my teacher, Miss Toot, took my class outside so we could play kick the can.
No. I mean, tell me how you got started with leapfrog.
Who is this fraud? I'm out of here. I'm serious this time.
Please, go on with your story.
Okay. We were playing kick the can, and one of the children kicked the can over a fence into a ravine.
I've done that.
Anyway, we had another 15 minutes of recess, and since we didn't have any other sporting equipment, Mrs. Toot told us to start jumping over each other like we were frogs.
Here it comes.
The next thing I knew, I was propelling myself over my classmates, hurtling into space. I felt like an astronaut.
So, you moved to Peru.
I was lucky. My father had tax problems. We had to move to Peru. The fact that the South Americans treat leapfrog the way this country treats the NFL, well, that was my personal miracle.
And you became a champion.
Yes, I did.
Let's go to the montage.
I started out by rising through the amateur ranks faster than anybody in history.
Besides Julio Gonzalez.
Gonzalez doesn't count. He was a flash in the pan.
He turned pro when he was a year and a half younger than you.
But he wasn't ready. My patience ended up yielding me 10 times as many professional titles.
Touché.
I mean, we're talking leapfrog here. You can't just bypass your seasoning and expect to make it in the long run.
I said touché.
Okay, then.
Tell me about the accident.
Well, I don't know what to say. Sometimes men make stupid choices.
You took up beekeeping.
Bee leaping. I'd won so many competitions in a row, I felt invincible.
So you decided to leapfrog a dozen beehives?
Look, don't get high and mighty with me, goddammit. I already admitted I was arrogant.
I'm just doing my job.
And I thought I was doing mine. Can't you see that? I felt I owed it to the world to take leapfrog to the next level. And I would have done it if it wasn't for the honey.
The honey?
The highs were sticky with honey. They stuck to my hands.
Let's look at the film. You were stung over 400 times and injected with 2.5 quarts of bee venom.
You make it sound worse than it was.
You ballooned over 3 times your normal size.
Well, that part's true.
And you were rendered completely paralyzed.
No, sir. I was never paralyzed. If you look closely, you can see that I'm furrowing my eyebrow.
Okay, so you could wiggle a brow. But did you ever believe that you'd leapfrog again?
I never doubted it.
You've made a remarkable comeback, Mr. Gretsch.
But do you really consider yourself a hero?
Go f yourself!